I'm Justice Tripp from Trapped Under Ice, seasoned Hard Times interview veteran.
Hall of Famer probably at this point. Look at Justice go.
I'm Brad. I'm in Trapped Under Ice. Just now, I was in the bathroom washing my hands, and this guy asked me if I was okay, and I don't know why.
But are you okay?
I think so. It was kind of a long day, to be honest. I feel a little fragile.
Is it because maybe you're tough, hardcore Baltimore, East Coast? It's too hard for Hawaii, soft, friendly vibes?
It could be, and I don't know. A couple people kind of came at me today, actually. It's weird, man, you know? We were at the beach, we were riding scooters around, and I was holding a football, and this dude was standing there in swim trunks, just nothing, just wet swim trunks, all wet, like he just got out of the waters, and he's like...
Motorcycle break.
Yeah.
No, you can go.
So I'm holding the football, and he goes, "You can't play football on this beach." And first of all, that was like a weird rule. And secondly, I was like, "Who is this guy?" Like, he wasn't wearing like a uniform. He was just like a dude in swim trunks who was all wet. Thought he was just like a regular beach goer. And I was like, "Oh, what about right over here?" He was like, "No, you can't do that." And then I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what about two-hand touch? Can we play two-hand touch?" And he said, "Are you giving me bad time? You trying to give me bad time?" He said, "You want to talk to cop?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to talk to a cop. It's cool." And he was like, "Better fucking respect me." And I was like, "All right, yeah, man, all right." And I was like thinking that I was like, all I was doing was holding a football. I wasn't even doing anything, you know. And then he was like giving us dirty looks, and he like walks over, and like walks back, and is like looking at us, you know. And I was like, I thought they were supposed to be friendly here. And most people are, but that really kind of took me by surprise. You know what I mean? I wasn't happy after that, you know.
I hate to say it, but I think he brings the right vibes to this band. He brings that fucking hate. Look at that.
Brad?
Look at that.
Yeah.
On the beach, who's ready to fight?
Brad.
I didn't know. That's the last thing I wanted to do.
Ready
I
to
was
fight,
unprepared.
negative approach.
The guy at the beach wanted to fight. Apparently.
Won't take any shit. He's not about to leave, you know?
But my
Negative
question,
approach.
where the hell was your crew during all this?
They were there. They had my back. They had my back. It
Where's
didn't
tough guy?
Where
He
I
wasn't there at the moment.
They ditched me today because they all got fucking scooters, and I don't have a license, so I couldn't get a scooter. My license got took, you know?
Okay.
So they all got scooters and left me in the fucking dust.
That's okay. I didn't renew my scooter. My scooter today was really crappy. It was real slow.
You didn't think about prison rules? You fucking beat the first guy that steps up to you, then you're king of Hawaii?
Well, it was the beach.
Hawaii.
It was just the beach. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't in a pleasant state of mind.
Let me tell you people at home, for anybody who doesn't know Hawaii, you don't want to step up to the first dude in Hawaii because everybody here loves to fight and they're all fucking huge Hawaiian freaks. And I'm not stepping into nobody in Hawaii. I'm trying to fucking
I'm
kick
not
some
either.
rays. Some bad motherfuckers walking around. I mean, like, look, we're the gym's right here, but everybody looks like a mixed martial arts fighter, you know?
They probably are.
And they probably all train under BJ Penn and fucking would beat our asses, so.
Okay. Two guys. No, is it? The Harlem Shuffle. Have you seen
Harlem
it?
Shake.
The Harlem Shake.
Yeah.
Poop.
You don't
you
like
seen
it? You
this
don't fuck
one?
with it? Poop. What's poop?
Poop. The new one. Remember two guys, one cup, whatever it's called?
Okay.
Now it's a mix of that with shuffle and poop. Somebody asked me, has this gone too far?
So wait, people are doing the Harlem Shake, but the Harlem
Fucking
Shake video.
shitting on each other.
Shitting on each other. I don't fuck with that, man. I don't like shit.
Yeah, I
YouTube
don't
it on
know.
your way to wherever you go next.
Yeah,
On the
I'll
plane.
YouTube it later.
I kind of have a weak stomach for stuff like that. Like I don't really want to like.
Anyway, this is a question from an audience. I rarely get audience questions because nobody fucking watches the site, but today I got one and that was a question, so I figured.
How do you feel about it?
I just figured I'd say it around because maybe people are asking a question.
I think if shit is involved, it's too far. It's going too far.
Okay, I want to talk about Justice and maybe you posting that video.
What video?
What's it called? Sandy Hook?
Sandy Hook, yeah.
You have been always on the fence with, not on the fence, but on camera at least, on situations like this, where conspiracy and whatever. You posted a video and said this is fucking some weird shit.
Yeah.
What brought that up?
It's like a Sandy Hook shooting. It's like a YouTube conspiracy video that like compiles lots of different evidence against the idea of the actual, happening of the Sandy Hook shooting in Connecticut. And I posted a video not acknowledging that everything on there is true because I don't believe everything in the video to be factual. Is it gonna be okay like with volume?
Yeah.
Okay. but it does bring to light some really important questions and some really funny things that I think that anybody should question, you know? For example, there's a clip in the video where they show one of the fathers of one of the supposed victims, you know? And it's the day after the shooting, and they're interviewing him about his daughter's death in the shooting. And before he realizes that the cameras are rolling, he's laughing, and he's pointing to people, hey, what's up? Hey, smiling. It's all fun and games.
Yeah.
Then he says, hey, are we rolling? And they say, yeah, we're rolling. And he gets into character immediately.
Yes.
He's like,
I know what you're talking about.
well, the events of yesterday, like of the shooting, the events of the shooting or whatever yesterday, and it's obviously a character. He's definitely acting.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck who you are or what your relationship was with your daughter. If your daughter was shot the day before, nothing is funny. There's nothing in the world that's gonna make you smile, laugh, you know.
I mean, if you have a shitty day, it's hard to fucking get out of it.
Yeah.
Fucking
Imagine
somebody
like
you
kills your
fucking love.
fucking daughter.
Yeah.
So it's definitely insane, and it raises some questions. And I think something like that should be, you know, I think anybody should know about something like that and look at it and take it into consideration. And there's obviously some things in the video where I think they're reaching, so you know, make something look uglier than it is. It's like anything, you know. I don't know the answers.
Do you believe, because there's a whole movement now saying that this is to establish anti-gun laws.
Yeah.
You
and I believe that maybe, you know, there's elements of the whole situation that were glorified or maybe like, you know, elaborated upon to emphasize that idea of gun control. You know, perhaps that man was an actor, and they wanted to, you know, elaborate and build on the idea. And, you know, maybe an actor who'd be better at like really touching people. You know, maybe I don't believe that the whole shooting was a conspiracy. I don't think President Obama hired people to go in there and kill little kids or pretend like little kids got shot or something. I mean, I don't think that it's a mystery. I don't think it's out of the question that a lot of innocent children died that day.
You have an opinion on this?
Well, specifically on this, it's hard to say. Lately, I've been thinking though that maybe I get too carried away with conspiracy things, because the thing about me is that I'm not really very like on the ball when it comes to like the news and current events. Excuse me, like I hear about things, but I don't really look too deep into them. But then as soon as I hear like there's a conspiracy, I read all about that. I'll read about the conspiracy side of it, and I started thinking like, why am I so quick to like jump? Like I don't read like the normal story. Why am I so quick to jump on these other angles and buy into them and like freak out about it? And I think that what it is I'm scared about my own future personally.
Yes.
And I started thinking that maybe that's I'm projecting that onto the future of our country and our society. Like I read all these stories and I soak them up. And I think that they might be true, because I would have a negative impact on the future of our country and our world. And maybe what I'm really deep inside, what I'm really concerned about is a negative impact on my son. You know, where am I headed? What's going to happen with me? And maybe my fear of the unknown with me makes me fear the unknown in the world. Yeah. You know.
But what is so strange for any of you two, I mean, maybe less you, I don't know you, to believe that somebody's not out there to make us believe and control us and make us believe certain things, so we go that way, that we vote that way, we start a debate about guns instead of talking about banks and economy and Wall Street not paying taxes. So it's a diversion.
It's not hard for me to believe. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's completely out of the question that things like that happen. I think in this particular situation, if that's the case, if it's a complete setup, they did a good job of covering up the tracks with certain elements, you know, because there is definitely a lot of proof that would indicate that, you know, there was a real shooting and children really died. But like I said, there's definitely some holes. There's some fishy business, you know. And I'm not a private investigator. I'm not, you know, I don't have enough information to really decide for myself if there was or was not a shooting. But I definitely can piece together that there's something fishy going on, you know?
Yeah. You said private investigator. I'd be a perfect segue. Maybe that's what you can do in your 2-year break. You two in scooters,
Yeah.
Watch out.
solving crimes, conspiracy crimes.
In Hawaii, maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
making PI.
Relocate to Honolulu.
Hawaii 5-0, you know?
Yeah. So talk about this break. 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
2 year
2 years.
minimum. That's
Minimum.
the idea.
Yeah. What brought on the break? We talked a bit about it last night. How long you been on tour? How long has it been Trapped on
Yeah.
Rice been on, and why?
Trapped in Rice has been a pretty functional, active band for 5 years now.
6.
6 years now. Well, definitely over 5. So I'd say 6, like almost 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years, somewhere around there. And you know, we started the band. In the beginning, we had a couple lineup changes, and you know, this lineup has been Trapped in Rice for at least 5 years now, or close to 5 years now. And even beyond the lineup changes, people change. You know, people grow to want certain different things. And you know, we started the band. We never had a definite route. We weren't saying, "Hey, this is exactly what Trapped in Rice is gonna be." We just wanted to play hardcore songs, and we wrote hardcore songs together. And then we wanted to tour a little bit, see the world. And we never anticipated that people would love it. People would want us to do this. And then the more people love it, the more people demand from you. People want all these different things, and you know, you want to please all your different types of fans, and you want to please, you know, each other. You want to meet your own goals, and then other people in the band have different goals. And then, you know, people want to manage you, people want to book your band, you know, promoters and, you know, merchandisers and all these different people come into play, and they're all pulling you at different angles. You know, let me manage you, let me put you on this tour. You guys should play this show. You're not playing my show? Oh, you guys used to be a hardcore band, but you're not playing my show, so you're sellouts. Yeah. It's, you know, it's like, and I'm not complaining. It's awesome, we're blessed.
No, I understand what you're saying, though.
We're blessed to be in the situation where we get that much attention, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, we're in fucking Hawaii right now, and people know who we are. We're not just tourists. Like, we get to come here, and people are looking out for us. We're fucking very fortunate. But, you know, when you have all these people pulling you different directions, and we kind of are pulling each other different directions, we're not all on the same exact page on all kinds of levels as far as what we want our band to be, what we want to sound like. So then we all have, almost everybody in the band has different bands that we play in as well. Some of those bands existed before Trapped in Rice, and since Trapped in Rice came together, we've started some new bands. So really, it's like we could. Also, another point is we're at a turning point in the band. We could very well turn our band into a business, as some people would view it. You know, we could make a living off the band and start touring off the band fully, like 100%, make that our whole life. You know, and we tour a lot as it is, but we're just at this turning point where there's all these different directions we can go, all these things we could do. We're all kind of pulling apart, and we're best friends.
Yeah.
We spend more time together than I feel like the average husband and wife do. Imagine, I mean, you know, like we actually have time. We're not together on tour, but imagine you're in a relationship with somebody, not just one wife. You got 4 wives, 5 wives, 6 wives sometimes.
At least you go to work away 8 hours.
Yeah, well, we don't go away to work. I bring my wives with me. Then my wives take a stinky shit. I watch them take a stinky shit because we're in close quarters. When they fucking take a shower, when they wake up in the morning, when they change their clothes, you know, I got Brad's dick in my face. You know what I'm saying? We're
Some people in the band, even if they're sleeping in a bed with you, will just sleep naked now.
Yeah,
that's not. It's just.
That's a real thing
And
now.
it's a real thing that some people in our band are doing.
That's neither of us. We don't
just
do that.
Not me or him, but some people just sleep naked in bed with other guys in the band now, and it's just normal.
So
is he cuddling involved?
Well, no, as a person that sleep cuddles, so it could happen, not on purpose, but
if you want to get real, I have like an actual problem where I get physical in my sleep, and I do it. I've done it to Brad, I've done it to Franz, I've done it to Sam. I get touchy-feely, and they wake me up, and there's, yo, what the fuck are you doing? It's like a weird sleep thing. I can't control
you're
it.
a sweet dude. What do you want?
I'm being real with you, I wouldn't tell this to anybody. It's hard times, exclusive shit.
There you go.
I got a comfort level with you.
There you go.
But really, it's like we're all so close. We're best friends, and like we're together all the time. There's all this. It sounds like I'm complaining. I'm not complaining.
No,
like, we're very
listen.
fortunate. But there's all these different directions we can go, all these things we could do. And I feel like this is the point where some bands drop the ball. Some bands, not all bands.
Yeah.
There's some bands that are machines that are fucking finely tuned to do this shit. Look at Terra.
Yeah.
They're like the model hardcore band that fucking does it. And they still make great music. They make better music than they've ever made, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, all praise to it, like a band like that, you know what I mean? But we're not cut from leather. We ain't like that, you know what I mean?
You're aware that in hardcore, 3 months makes a huge difference. Like you step back in hardcore. I'm not saying people are gonna forget about Trapped on the Rice, but the thing is, when people come back, you're gonna restart here as opposed to in 2 years from now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It seems like a lot of bands will restart. You know, you got this thing going.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna go away, but chances are,
I'd rather, like you said, like restart here, restart, you know, like where we are, than risk burning ourselves out,
okay,
hating
cool.
each other. These are my best friends. You know, it's like I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm like, can't fucking stand Brad anymore.
Yeah.
Tired of his fucking dick. They're tired of smelling when I fart. You know, in the fucking.
I don't want to smell
in the
Justice
hotel room,
farts anymore. You know,
or in
I
the
can't
van.
take it.
Like, you know,
So
I'm,
so you still want to be in the honeymoon.
yeah, like let's keep it fresh, let's keep it fun
Okay,
for us.
go.
Let's take a step back and you know, like let's take 2 years to just chill out and like see what we want to do musically, creatively. Let's see what we can come up with, taking our time to write new music, you know?
Yeah.
So what are you doing in the next 2 years apart from being a detective?
I don't know. You know, it goes back to the other thing I was talking about before.
Okay.
What's the future hold? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, it's unwritten.
What would you hope
Somebody
for?
once said the future's unwritten.
Of course it is.
What would
What
I
would you
hope for?
What would you wish to be in the next 2 years?
Just to do, you know what? The most important thing for me is that I wake up every morning and I have something to look forward to that day. Like I'm like, oh man, this is gonna happen later. I'm so excited. You know what I mean? And as long as I have something in my life where every day I wake up and I have something to look forward to, that's all I care about. It could be anything.
Yeah. You, Jeff?
What am I doing for the next 2 years?
Next 2 years. Where are your?
I've been like moving around since Trap the Race slowed down in the last couple months. I moved to Richmond for 6 months,
Okay.
and now I'm about to move to Atlanta. And who knows, after that I might move wherever. We're all doing different bands. Like Brendan's got Turnstile and Diamond, and Sam's in Diamond Youth. They're in the band together. Jared plays in Down to Nothing. He plays in a new band called Dismissed. He's singing. I got some new bands. Got a band, Sinam, a band called Angel Dust, a band called 8 Ball, going back, playing guitar, which is what I did. You know, I played guitar in bands before Trapped in the Race, so I'm excited to do guitar again.
When you're trapped in the ice and we're talking about this level, you're talking about for people when you do stuff, you know, tours and records and whatever it is. You're obviously at this point making other people live, not solely on your own, but there's people who are profiting from you guys.
Oh, of course.
Promoters, I mean,
Yeah.
merchant companies, all that stuff. Is there a pressure from them at all, saying, "Fuck it, you can't do this"? You know, and how, do you feel that? Do you know, does that make it a pressure? You can say, "Fuck it," you know, like this is. How does that make you feel? Like,
yeah, I kind of touched on what I was saying before. Like there was pressure from like all kind of people, but like promoters and fans and merch people, whatever. Actually, not merch people, because I feel like our merch company is the shit. Like,
no, but I'm just talking in general.
But like, but like in general, there's always outside pressure, and that's kind of that's just one thing in the spectrum of things that make it okay for me to take a break, is to be like, hey, you know what, chill out. We're gonna chill out. It's a good thing. I think we're gonna come back stronger and better than ever.
My other question is, we talked the future's not written.
Exactly.
Anything can happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Or tonight, or you know, in 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Are you ready to say goodbye? Like, because you know you don't know what's gonna happen, and you know whatever, you know what I mean? Because you make an assumption that in 2 years, you all feel the same, you all be the same like you are today, and reunite in a sense, because you know distances do in relationships and separation. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you won't be able to see, but you know it happens. You know, you know people that used to know when you start traveling that you don't see anymore as much because of things. You know, so are you make amends in a sense where you're ready to say goodbye at your last show, not publicly, but understand that this is the fucking last show I may ever play Trapped on the Ice? Have you?
I really doubt that'd be our last show. I mean, like I know what you mean. Like I've thought about that, but like I said, people change at time, and that's not a secret. Like in the time that we've been a band, we're all very different people. But the core of what makes me Justice and makes Brad, that's it. Like I'm not gonna change. You're not gonna like Justice isn't gonna sell out and like, you know, be like some like weird, fucking too cool for hardcore kind of guy. I'm like when I die, I put it on my grave, hardcore punk rocker. That's all I care about. That's number one in my life before anything. That's what I am. You know, it's one of the most definitive elements of me. Same thing with Brad. I've been seeing Brad playing bands since a little kid. I don't think that. I'm a lot
older than him.
Not that much older. Brad was a little kid when he was playing in bands too. But I've like, you know, I've always admired Brad's bands. It's like Brad is the same person he was that, you know, that I even looked up to a little bit when I was younger, you know? And I don't think anything's gonna change that much in us as people. Like we're still gonna want to do Trapped in the Ice. Maybe Trapped in the Ice won't be full time. Maybe it won't be as busy. You know, maybe records aren't gonna be
Yeah.
popping off every year and shit. But I don't want that. You know, I wanna. My main goal with Trapped and Race is I want to leave an impression on people.
Because you were in a band before. And
True.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah, but the last bands you were in.
Line of Judah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think one day you would get back together or do something like this, or like, how do you see this? Because you've been there more than you have, in a sense where you're in a band that stopped, you know.
Well, the thing is with Line of Judah is I actually quit Line of Judah.
Oh, okay.
Which was like in the summer of 2008. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. But at that time, I wasn't in another band. I hadn't joined Trapped and Race yet at that point.
Okay.
And I was like, I wasn't trying to quit that to join something else.
Yeah.
I was just ready to move on from that in my life.
Okay.
In some way.
Okay.
So and they actually went on and they did other tours and played shows without me, and it wasn't like me quitting the band caused them to break up. It wasn't anything like that. And technically they're still not even broken up. Like they'll tell you, if you ask any of those guys, they'll say they're still a band, and they might just play a show at some point whenever they feel like it, but they're not, you know.
Even bands who break up don't break up.
Exactly. They're not the kind of guys to have a big dramatic it's our last show.
Yeah.
They're not like that. You know what I mean? They're kind of just whatever, wing it kind of dudes. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if Line of Judah played a show in 5 years. I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay, cool.
To be honest.
So this will be our goodbyes. Last words, and we'll be out.
Well, you know, it's a real pleasure seeing you here. First of all, you know what I mean? Who would have thought?
Not even
Montreal.
me.
I mean, feels like the other side of the world from Montreal.
It fucking is.
You know, but I mean, hey, you know, one of my enduring memories of TUI is Hard Times interviews. This has got to be like the 5th one at least. For me, at least 5.
Yeah.
And
I interviewed Dirty Money.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, I think it's cool that you still like doing it and you still get something out of it and you're still coming to shows and trying to learn about people and bands. You know what I mean? I think that's cool. So I just hope that throughout all this time that me, Justice, and everyone else have been able to help people understand a little more why we do things we do, you know? So.
Yeah, 2 years is a short time, you know. And like I said, it's a minimum of 2 years. We might be showing out for a little bit longer than that. Who knows? But time flies by so fast, you know. I think people will be like, by the time we come back, they're gonna be like, oh shit, you know, they're back already.
Yeah.
Probably still won't be, you know what I mean, ready for us to come back. We've done a lot of shit in the last couple of years, so I think everybody's got the opportunity to see us. And you know, through lots of outlets. If you didn't know who Trapped and Race was when you saw us on tour or whatever, Hard Times interview, you know, or this interview or this zine. So, you know, thanks to Hard Times. Thanks to anybody who's done zines about Trapped and Race. Any fest that put us on, all the cool fests. This Hardcore, United Blood, Sound of Fury.
When is your
We also
last
got Rain Fest.
quote-unquote show?
Rumble Fest. This is Hardcore.
Okay.
2013. It's gonna be our last set for at least 2 years.
Cool.
And besides that, we got something coming up in Rock Fest in
Big
Canada.
fest. Lots of bands.
Yeah, what do you think that's going to be about? You think that'd be cool? I have no idea.
I think that wherever you play and you're happy, doesn't
Yeah,
matter
it's
what
cool
people think, man.
bands on the lineup. I'm
It's
excited.
an experience. Like
It's different for us, but it'll be good.
I like seeing a lot. I like a lot of big acts. Seeing a lot of big mainstream acts live. So I'll get a kick out of that. You know what I mean? So that's cool. You know. Yeah. What can I say? You know, it's music, live music. What's better?
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem.